Zion to me is a top 2 athlete in the league. So, and that was last year with
Who's the other one?
Amen. So like seeing Zion,
I don't think he's a better athlete than Giannis, even still now. Though.
I think he's a better athlete than this version.
They're all
but we can have that like that. That's you got him. So Zion, Amen, Giannis,
the 45-year-old.
Bron is not a top 5 athlete anymore. Like Asar, and then someone else would be like that 5th spot in and around there.
No way.
But yeah, I think
I couldn't tell.
I definitely can. But Zion's a top 2 athlete to me. And now potentially he's going to be faster. Potentially he's going to be more explosive off the ground. And the biggest thing, obviously, is going to be the health thing. I have Zion. I'm just putting my vote is Zion. So.
Oh yeah, Zion. Y'all saw Zion looking skinny.
Oh, Zimper.
Photoshop. What's the skinny shit about Zion? He's
like
260 and he diesel. He's like the Incredible Hulk.
It's compared to what he was, but yeah, I got Zion.
Have you seen him with your own 2 eyes in the past 2 months?
That's okay.
Well, I haven't seen Zion with my own 2 eyes in my life.
I mean, we saw an entire interview. We saw 100 different photos from Media Day. I don't think this is Photoshop.
Man,
okay?
That's not even the same nigga right there.
It's really
it's an industry.
Wait,
plant?
so you'll buy into the Luka weight loss journey, but Zion is just unbelievable.
No.
From boxing to working
Man,
out
that's
on the
AI. Look
football
how he
field
moving.
live.
Look how he moving. That's he glitching.
Just different random workouts.
I think you glitching.
And during that time frame last year, I really felt a shift in my body to where I would look at him and go, dude, it feels good. It feels good. Right I haven't felt like
Shout
this
out to
since
feeling
college,
good to feeling
high school,
good.
Just where I can walk in the gym and I'm like, I feel good.
Yeah, Zion. Zion.
Zion.
Emphasis on O. Hey, emphasis on that good old O.
Y'all see how his head movements are unnatural, but it's either a robot or AI.
Do y'all see this? All right, aside from what Ox is saying,
it's 2025. You know, come on, bro.
Do you
that
guys
looks
see
like
this?
he did in high school.
Yeah,
he's down at least 30 pounds. He looks like he's down at least 25.
More.
70 pounds.
Morris, he was bigger than
70
in high school.
pounds.
Chill, that was
230.
He was bigger than that in college. That's how he looked in high school.
He lost 30 pounds in his head alone.
Damn.
Look at his head.
Okay.
He actually looks like a basketball player. If I'm being honest. There, he looked like a hoop
player. To be fair, I was making the argument that last season, I think Zion was in fine shape last year. So, but he just looks way slimmer. He looks like he did in high school. To me,
yeah,
I think they're expecting him to put on a little bit of weight. I think they just expect that.
This was Zion in high school. He damn near bigger now or bigger then than he was now.
He is.
Oh damn,
for sure.
Oh yeah, damn. Okay, yeah.
So I think you're about to see.
My memory's tricking me.
No way.
I mean, are we about to see a 50-inch vert? Like,
well, no, there are some downsides. There are some downsides to dropping weight, especially as fast as he did. So we'll see how he
injury risk.
Injury risk. Sometimes your body just doesn't feel. He said he feels great though, so I'm not speaking for Zion, but sometimes your body just doesn't feel right being that much lighter. Sometimes you don't feel fully energized. All of those types of things. But he said this is the best he's felt since college. So taking his words into account, and we saw what he looked like in college. Scary hours.
I've never really been a fan of his gait. Like overall, like how he moves, he kind of like waddles a little bit. So I'm curious to see if that was the extra weight or if that's just how he moves. But yeah, I mean, scary times for the NBA, and you know,
I'm switching my vote, Ron. I'm switching my vote.
Who you
Zion?
No, to Cade.
That's why I thought you was gonna pick.
Let's give Zion the benefit of the doubt and say that wasn't AI generated, right?
You're the only one who made that conspiracy.
But
I'm still on the fence, Ox. I can't be convinced.
I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, right? Even though he was moving all glitchy right there and just didn't look natural. I'm gonna go ahead and say, let's say he did lose all that weight. The thing about it is he's still gonna be strong. You know what I'm saying? Like he's still gonna be super strong. The only thing I might have a little concern with is his ability to kind of have guys when they're bouncing off of him like they were. I don't think when you lose that much mass, you're still not coming through the lane the same way. But I mean, let's see what happens. I'm for it. My thing about when somebody just mentioned, I'll buy the Luka thing. Luka doesn't look much smaller than me. He just looks a little more fit. He looks like
leaner.
He just cut up. He just a little more. You know, I said that yesterday.
He don't look that much smaller than Dallas version of him. He definitely looks smaller than Laker version of him.
Luka had a double chin
what I'm saying is he doesn't. There's a big difference in a picture of Zion and before and after picture of Zion than there is with Luka. What I'm looking at with Zion is like me and my son. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a complete. He just lost like a whole person. Yes, Ron. Yes. Yes. I see me.
But also
before after.
But Ox, to your point, I mean, it's not like Zion dropped all of this weight in like a month. Like we haven't seen Zion since March. That was 6 months ago. So it's not like we just see. It's not like we just seen him like 2 months ago and be like, oh shit, what happened? No, he last played in March. So here we are in September in training camp. And again, Ron, this is all I've been doing. I haven't really been doing much else since I've gotten healthy.
So 6 months,
working out.
10 pounds a month.
We know Zion's game though. Zion's game isn't necessarily predicated on a lot of skill, even though he is skilled, but his game isn't predicated on that. His game is predicated on running faster than you, jumping higher than you, being stronger than you. Can you imagine a guy who is top 5, 10 athletic players in the league could say higher than that?
I really don't.
Getting faster and jumping higher and getting more explosive.
I don't think that's.
Do y'all know what this is going to look like?
On. I don't think his game is necessarily only predicated on that.
I'm not saying it's only, but I'm saying Pig. Like, come on, when you think of Zion, Williamson, you think explosion, strength, burst.
I think of a ratio between skill and strength, right? Like he is extremely skilled. You know,
he is skilled. I don't want to undermine his skills.
I don't want to like overrate his ball handling, but it's very good for a player who's 280 pounds. Right.
Well, now he's not. So it's his ball handling.
Exactly. So I think there was some experimentation of point Zion that we were seeing. I think he is far more likely to be able to do that. I think where this weight is going to help him the most is defensively, right? Running the court offensively. It's going to make him better in transition. It's going to give him more win defensively. It's hopefully going to keep him a little less injury prone throughout the year, and availability is the best ability. So, you know, it's going to help him overall, but there's definitely going to be a drawback to not being able to knock centers out of the way, you know, with just sheer force of mass. But to Ox's point, he's still going to be really strong.
You cannot leap over them.
I mean, Zion is basically
move around,
Giannis offensively, but shorter, but with like way better touch, which is.
You know what?
I don't know. Yeah, Zion to me is a top 2 athlete in the league. So, and that was last year with
who's the other one?
Amen. So like seeing Zion,
I don't think he's a better athlete than Giannis, even still now. Though.
I think he's a better athlete than this version.
They're all
but we can have that. Like that's you got him. So Zion, Amen, Giannis,
the 45-year-old.
Bron is not a top 5 athlete anymore. Like Asar, and then someone else would be like that 5th spot in and around there.
No way.
But yeah, I think
I couldn't tell.
I definitely can. But Zion's a top 2 athlete to me. And now. Potentially, he's going to be faster. Potentially, he's going to be more explosive off the ground. And the biggest thing, obviously, is going to be the health thing. Just being able to stay on the court should be aided by this weight thing. We'll see, because I think a lot of people do put a lot of stock in that. Whereas sometimes you might just be more prone to injuries just based on the way you play. Because I've seen Embiid's dropped a lot of weight, but I think people are still expecting him to be hurt. So I just hope he can stay healthy. But regardless of health, the Zion I saw last year, so that Zion, not even projecting what this skinny Zion can be. That Zion, I think, is the 3rd best player 25 of them. So I've got him.
I can see that.
So everyone got a different player. Ron, you're gonna have to break. I haven't voted yet.
But what he said though, I want to ask y'all. I just want to ask y'all because when you look at it though too, I want to think about, and I know we're not supposed to really be projecting, but when you look at that, because I mean Zion's triceps used to look like my hamstrings and quads. You know what I'm saying? So like when you lose that much weight in your triceps, I'm thinking maybe the jump shot might look better too.
Zion's not a bad shooter.
His shoulders,
a little midi,
so you know,
little midi.
Even his 3-ball, like Zion can shoot the ball.
Zion's not going to become like. The mid-range isn't going to be a counter for him because the way he gets off, there's no jump, it's a set shot. So like the best you're going to get is he's going to be able to knock down a catch and shoot 3 off like a drive and kick from someone else. He's going to be able to knock that down. Yeah. Zion's not going to be playing. He's going to hit you with a step back midi. Like that's just not what he's going to do.
No, that's not his game.
But he's so good downhill and he's got a good floater that like he still has counters in the intermediate range. and he's already improved on his post game. Like, not to make fadeaways, but like he just can spin off you, get to the rim, all of that type of stuff. So like he has counters as a scorer while being a limited shooter. For me, the biggest thing is because last year he shot terribly from the free throw line. I don't know the actual numbers. I want to say it was like low 60s.
65.6%.
Okay. Close to low 60s. Like if Zion can get up and around 74, 75%. Some of that might be fatigue, just
he
no
shot
legs.
3% from three last year. And he
How
has
much?
on his
23?
23% from three. And on his career, per 100 possessions, he has attempted 0.7 threes per game. That is unheard of.
Well,
there are centers who average like 3, 4, 5 and aren't even considered shooters.
Yeah, he not
That's
going.
If you don't shoot 1 3 per game, you can shoot 0% from 3 if you only shoot 1 per game. I won't care. I
agree.
But it matters.
25% just means you make a 3 a week. Like,
no big deal.
If he could be a respectable jump shooter, like I respect the fact that he's not coming off screens, right? I respect the fact that he's not throwing the ball between his legs, one dribble, shooting a jump shot. But to your point, Ox, if he can catch and shoot, even if it's a standstill shot, and be respectable, well, now you can't play deep on him like you did in the past, even though that was to your detriment because he's like
you already can't.
Chill. Teams are dropping on him.
But now,
20 feet.
What's what I'm saying? So if I'm a
really,
then they're at his mercy when he attacks.
There have been many teams that have tried Zion doesn't shoot, let's gap him, and all it does is give him a runway. Like it's not the same. It's not the same as God. It's not the same as guarding a non-shooter without the ability that Zion has downhill. Like Zion eats up that space to the point where you have to go. Like Zion draws closeouts,
right?
Yes,
he can't shoot the ball, but he draws closeouts because not because you have to run him off the line, but because you have to meet him before he gets
going. Sure,
yeah, like momentum, he does that. Yeah, like so he draws closeouts off that alone. Zion becoming a 38% spot up 3-point shooter on 2 threes a game, in my opinion, does nothing for his game but appease the versatility crowd. Like, it's not going to make him a more impactful player to me at all.
Wow,
pretty much in any way. It's not going to do more.
Well, number one,
of course it would.
It's not going to make any difference.
It would help his team.
It's not going to change how team. It's not going to change how teams guard him. It's not going to change how teams scheme against him in the playoffs. It changes nothing except the fact that Zion can make a 3 every other game now. Like, it doesn't do anything for him, in my opinion.
So what you're saying is because the volume isn't high enough, they won't care.
Yeah, if it was like 38
because of how dangerous
attempts.
It's a bunch of things. Because of how dangerous he is downhill, teams aren't going to change the way they guard Zion because of a 3-point shot. They're just not. And because of the fact that it's going to be on such low volume, and because it's going to be explicitly stationary shots, that's not changing any team's defensive game plan.
I'll tell you how I think it would change. Because one, you are playing with Jordan Poole, right? Which means that, quite frankly, you're not the only person cooking in this oven, right? So how you can possibly space for him will also impact your team's success. Occasionally, he will have to be in the corner, and he will be, have a defender on him who will choose how far to sag off. At 38%, honestly, I'm probably giving him 5 feet. At 23%, I'm daring him to shoot. I'm daring him to shoot. Especially, but here's the thing: you're thinking about Zion, the engine in the middle of the floor. I'm talking about Zion, the spacer.
I'm telling you,
corner.
He's off the ball and he cuts, or he'll catch the ball and he will drive right through you.
Why do you think Brandon Ingram and him didn't have great synergy when they were playing together?
I think their synergy was actually okay. But I think that's because the areas that Brandon Ingram operates in the mid-range kind of take away from the space that Zion is trying to cut into.
Bingo.
But if you have someone who operates behind the 3-point line, like a Jordan Poole, the way he does, and then you have Zion in the opposite side, in the corner, in the slot, Zion is amazing at cutting. If Jordan Poole drives and Zion's times his slot cut, just because you're not guarding him, what are you doing about the 6'6" behemoth who's cutting behind you, dropping on Jordan Poole? Nothing. You're not going to turn around.
How do you feel about Zion? How do you feel about Zion as a
screener? You're going to see his knees.
How do you feel about
that's what
Zion?
you want to see. Like, you're not going to do anything.
Just kneecaps.
How do you feel about Zion as a screener?
He's not the greatest screener. Like Zion can screen to get like
on a scale of 1 to 10.
10 being Steven Adams, 1 being
10 being the piece of Collier, 1 being whatever Ox does.
Zion. It depends what you're asking him to screen for. You asking him to screen so that he can get a favorable matchup on a switch and seal them, or you asking him to screen to get someone else open?
Asking him to screens to create separation for the ball handler. whatever he wants to do with it, because there's already a lack of diversity with what he does next, right?
3.54 out of 10. That's what I'll say. 3.54.
So that's below
3.54. That's horrible.
I would love for Zion too,
because he has gravity as a screener because guys don't want to leave his
well,
body.
you already see Jordan,
but he's also not the
strays.
most willing screener, and like so 3.54 maybe.
You already see Jordan Poole dropping strays onto Alex Sarr, right?
I agree. Him becoming a good screener would be way more valuable than him shooting.
Yeah.
I think they're both valuable because
he can also pass out of the short roll as well. So I don't. Yeah,
but my issue with you, Mars, saying that this doesn't really do anything for his game. One, this enhances New Orleans' offense if he's a jump shooter, where he can be a respectable jump shooter. So now that makes those other guys better.
A game at 38% isn't respectable though.
Actually, it is.
I don't agree with you. That's why
it's not respectable enough to do what you think it's going to do, which is
to change New Orleans' offense. That's the point that you'll make.
Here's the thing.
Well,
I don't think more diversity can never be a bad thing for Zion. The fact that if he could be a better passer in the short roll, I think that makes New Orleans a more dynamic.
In the right ways is what.
Yes, diversity, as in, can you hit a corner three, is good. I mean, I understand what you're saying. I totally get it. It's a good faith argument that it's not going to drastically change how teams guard him on that shot. But even if you factor this out over a season, 2 threes at 38%, just do the math on it. It's like an extra 2 points per game versus what he's currently doing, right? Now, again, him driving is more efficient than a 38% three. So I understand what you're saying, right? But you're factoring in fat Zion. You're factoring in Zion who can bump 3 defenders out of the way. I'm factoring in Ozempic Zion, who doesn't probably have the same, weight to bump 2-3 defenders out of the way. He's also getting a little bit older. Like he's 25. So I know, Mars, he's basically Unk status, right? So I'm just saying, hold on. I have Zion at number 9 on my list. So I'm nowhere close to number 3. And I'm cautiously pessimistic because the same thing that Chill told me about Wemby, he broke down, showed me he broke down. The difference here is Zion's already shown me an ability, a propensity to break down year over year over year. He's not played a single playoff game, single playoff minute, Chill. 0
I'm also
playoff
lower
minutes.
on Zion because of that reason. I'm with you on that. I don't know if it's 9, but
I just think there's so many good young players, man.
He should be easily top 5. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, you got J-Dub, you got Cade, you got Paolo. I mean, you got Evan Mobley, you got Franz Wagner. We're not putting them. I got Scotty Barnes. Y'all don't. I know that. But you got a lot of really good players here. You got LaMelo Ball. You got Tyrese Halliburton. You got Tyrese Maxey. You got Shingun. You got Shingun. I mean, really, honestly, Mars, right now, for real, if the Rockets call up,
don't tell me about trade value. Please don't ask me about trade value.
No. I'm asking you a question. Amen Thompson, Zion Williamson.
Zion is clearly the better player.
Yes, he's clearly the better player.
Yeah, but that's the topic, right, Ron? Who's the better player?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not factoring in value. I'm not factoring in injury propensity. I'm saying if Zion is on the basketball court and player X is on the basketball court, who is the better player? That's how I'm interpreting this. If you guys are factoring injuries, to Cho's point about Mobley and Wemby, you have it. I'm not going to argue that. All I'm going to ask you, the same way I asked Chilk, and then he said he thinks Wemby's a better player, but he's going to put Mobley at 2 because of the injury prone and the things that Mobley did last season. And I said, that's cool. As long as he thinks Wemby's the better player, we agree. I'm going to pose the same question to all of you guys. Is Zion better than those guys? Is Zion at basketball better than Franz Wagner? Is he better than a Paolo Banchero? Is he better than a Cade Cunningham? Is he better than a Jada? You guys don't have to say yes, but that's the only thing I'm answering when I say I have Zion at 3. I think Zion is better than them. That's all I'm doing. If you guys are factoring injuries, go for it.
I'm not using the checklist argument, Mars, but aren't there quite a few things that Amen Thompson does a lot better than Zion? Like a lot better.
Such as
what?
He rebounds better.
He's a better rebounder.
He's a way better defensive player across the board.
Across the board, right?
Yes.
He's also a bigger athlete.
The transition ain't that.
He's taller. Yes, he's an
bigger athlete,
and he is a bigger athlete. He got a longer wingspan. He's taller. And now,
what is his wings? A man's got like a 6'10",
7'1".
7 foot. He doesn't have a 7'1" wingspan. It's 7 foot at best.
Or 7 foot.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
7 nuts.
Hey, every little helps. Every little helps.
Nuts.
I don't know what Zion's wingspan is.
I think he's got better hands. Not offensively, defensively. defensively. He's
Pen, are you trying to argue that a man is better than Zion? Right
yeah,
now?
I'm trying to argue that I had these guys at
hands
9 and
defense,
10, and I had a real debate with them about them in my head because I do think that Amen Thompson, I think there's a greater. I think he's just gotten so much better over the last year that we haven't seen him play for like 4 months. We don't know what he did this offseason, but if he's even marginally better than he was last year, this should be a much bigger conversation than it really is.
I'm very high on Amen, but
as a transition athlete,
Amen is amazing.
They are now the same
I was
weight.
here pushing the boat for Amen.
They're now in the same weight class, Mars. They're in the same weight class.
Now everyone has gone like so far overboard on Amen Thompson that it's leaving me in the dirt.
Y'all started this, Mars. Y'all started.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I came before Amen Thompson got drafted. If you guys remember, I said he had the second highest ceiling in the draft. It was Wemby, obviously by himself, and I said Amen had the second highest ceiling. I also said I would take Scoot number 2 because I thought his floor was higher. That ultimately wasn't true. But
I was the highest on Amen Thompson. Let's not forget about that. You had Scoot over him. I said
I said Amen had the highest ceiling. But yeah, I said Amen had the second highest ceiling in the draft. I was concerned about the floor because I thought teams were drafting him to be a point guard. Then he goes to Houston. They didn't use him as a point guard. I was like, oh, okay, cool, amazing. And then I said, Chill remembers, I said Magic Johnson with defense and athleticism. That was the first thing I said about Amen Thompson.
And I was like, what the?
You can't get higher on Amen Thompson than that.
I'll never forget how y'all jumped me.
Before Amen Thompson was even starting, I was telling people about how he's one of the best defenders in the league. I said he was a better defender than Asar in his rookie season. I was saying when Asar was getting all of those plaudits, I was saying Amen's actually the better defender. I called him the best athlete in the league from the jump. That's what I said about Amen Thompson. And then this past season, he got put in the starting lineup. Then he had that game winner against Boston. And I feel like everyone went overboard on Amen. I had to look in the mirror. I was like, Asar is actually quite obviously the better defender of these two. He's quite obviously. I still believe he's the best athlete in the league.
Obviously?
In my
that's
opinion,
where I'm at, real talk.
In my opinion, I watch Asar Thompson on defense. I watch Amen. I'm like, yeah, Asar's better.
Where's the gap at, Mom?
That doesn't mean it's clear. But I'm saying when I watch the two, I'm like,
in the
I come to the same
mid-range last year
every time.
He got a lot.
And then I watch him and I'm like, the handle is still not to the level of what people are trying to project. The passing is very good in terms of instinctual as a drive and kick guy, but still struggles with some of the basic reads. Still can't operate as a point guard consistently because he doesn't draw closeouts. So Zion draws more closeouts than Amen Thompson. Just for anyone wondering, Amen Thompson, his best value as a driver isn't maximized because his handle is weak and because he doesn't draw closeouts. So his quick first step is minimized outside of transition. So offensively, there's a lot of holes with Amen Thompson's game. And I'm hearing him being elevated into a realm that I just don't think is accurate.
A little birdie told me
Zion and Amen Thompson conversation shouldn't be happening in my mind. No.
He's not in
as offensive pieces.
A little birdie told me his handle is a lot better right now than it was 4 months ago. I would also tell you that he got a lot better in the short mid-range. I would also tell you that last year he got a lot better around the rim and he was already pretty good and he's much better around the rim. And if he can get his handle to that level, again, there's sometimes like your game is literally one development step away. And sometimes your game is like 18 development steps away. And we don't really know until you add that thing. You know, sometimes it's just you got to add 15 pounds and everything unlocks. Sometimes it's just you got to tighten the handle of 5% and everything unlocks. His level of athleticism, his ability to guard 1 through 5, his ability to guard really legitimately 1 through 4. But okay, let's say if he gets a little bit stronger, because let's just be real. Like, I mean, guys get stronger, like 21, 22, 23. They can continue to get stronger. So he's still going to be too small to guard fives legitimately. I don't think he's bigger than Draymond.
Yeah, unless
than Draymond.
Yeah, but unless you're saying Daniel Gafford's of the world, he's not guarding the legitimate offense.
He's not guarding Ivica Zubac and Nikola Jokic, but I've seen him guard Jokic a little bit, and he's done okay. Like he's done about as okay as Alex Caruso has done. Okay, like he can do okay.
I've seen Jalen Green's numbers when he's guarding Jokic.
Oh God. Okay, my point is, I think
Jokic was 2 for 9.
I do want to say, like, I think the projection of Amen, I'm there with you. Well, I don't think he's going to be as good as Zion next year, but I do think like the handles should be better. I also just appreciate how quickly he figures stuff out. Like the more he played, the better he got, and I think that translates, right? Even in that playoff series, like against Golden State,
started
like
off
first
slow
couple of
and then he started
games,
figuring
it was
it out,
bad, and then
doubled
he
his
figured it out
three-point percentage last
quickly.
year.
That means
Doubled.
he has a
He went from
mind.
13% to 27%, Pen.
Yeah,
That's double.
That is progress.
You know what? That means he's on track to shoot. That means he's on track to shoot
54%
54% next year. Yeah.
Mars. With that being said, though, that is pretty impressive to go from. I don't know what the his output was.
Ron.
What his output was? What do you mean? No, it's not.
It was
if you were shooting 13%, shooting 26% is still it's not impressive. Like you,
all right, y'all got it. Y'all got it.
You go from making one to making
shooting 27% from three impressive. In no,
I never said shooting 27% was impressive. Going from 13, if you shoot 100 threes and you make 13, and then you shoot 100 more threes and you make 27, that is impressive. And now I'm not saying
you just suck less. That's not impressive.
You suck much less. Like
that's
20,
not impressive
20
to me.
for a guy like Amin Thompson, if he makes 27 out of 100 threes, that's stop. I'm not mad at Amin for doing that.
Oh no, but that's cool. No, that's cool. We know Amin's not a shooter. If you want, but there's a difference between accepting that Amin's not a shooter and 27% is cool for a man and saying it's impressive.
Bro,
I mean, it's a man. I'm not comparing him to Clay. I'm comparing him to a man.
He made 8 and he hit 25.
Who after 2 years in the NBA is still shooting noticeably worse from three than Lonzo Ball did as a rookie.
So,
like,
I mean, Lonzo's a good shooter.
That's what I said as a rookie.
Moving in the right direction is
progress.
But we remember how badly Lonzo Ball shot.
I do.
That's my point.
But that was more so because he couldn't really like get the shot.
That's my point. And that person who couldn't get his shot off, the guy who couldn't get his shot off at the NBA level, shot a better 3-point percentage than Amin Thompson on higher volume, by the way.
Mars, that's not the only indicator of shooting progress.
27% from three is impressive because you were the all-time worst 3-point shooter we've ever seen as a rookie. Like, no, I don't care.
Okay, from 10 to 16 feet, which is the short mid-range, he went from shooting 29% to 49%.
That's real improvement. There you go.
That's
okay.
That is impressive.
All I look for between players who are 19 to 23 is, are you moving in the right direction and how quickly you get there? Okay, going from making 8 threes as a rookie to making 25 may not be praiseworthy to you, but to me, it shows me you working. You going in the right direction. You still taking them.
Look, man, he just shot more corner threes. Like, if you just pay attention, that's all that happened. He just shot more corner threes in you.
I mean,
so he realized, hey, I suck. Let me just take out as many above the break threes as possible. Shoot pretty much exclusively from the corners. And hey, guess what? The percentage went up. He didn't just become a magic.
That's still improvement, though, Morris. You still got to tip your hat off to that.
That's cool. The word impressive is what threw me off. Like, that's what threw me off.
Progression.
I'm not saying a man didn't become a better shooter in year 2.
Okay, here's the thing, Mars.
No, I don't
when you shoot 13% from three, a lot of people, honestly, they react to it the way you do, which is, I'm not a shooter, so I'm just not going to work on this. This is not part of my game, and they kick it out. And I'm saying it's impressive that he continues to work at it. I'll also tell you, there's another player who, okay, granted, he had much better shooting priors than Amin Thompson, but that's Ochai Agbaji, who's shooting like in the 20s from three. And we were like, what happened to his jump shot? He shot 43% last year, 42% last year. So I'm saying, like, it can unlock over a summer, and I would not be surprised to see him shoot 35% this year, 34%. It'll be
anybody
totally.
No, we're not even close to
before. I wouldn't say we're not. I don't know if
we're not in a men's range at all. We're still on the all-star, all-NBA caliber players right now. We're not.